So can you break down the mechanics of how it works and how much? I want to know how much money Katie's really giving up.
It's like $4 million. I mean, I don't know. I think that's a lot of money.
Always.
Listen here, man. Let me tell you.
It's in principle. Like, okay, for you and I, $4 million is a lot of money. I guess maybe not for you over there.
Money man, let the money man
Depending
talk.
on who the player is, $4 million is a lot of money. I'm telling you, for KD, $4 million ain't a lot of money. KD making 30-some million off the court.
And you make it back up with all the endorsements that he has out here, of course.
Exactly.
But for players, oftentimes it's as much about principle as it is about the actual dollars and cents, right? Like LeBron James knows that he's worth every single cent, and he is not going to leave 1 cent on the table anymore. He did that in Miami, and then we had the issue with Mike Miller where they amnestied him because, oh, I took less for Mike Miller, and then you're going to amnesty him just to save money? Okay, so this is what's interesting with Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are both eligible for max extensions this summer. And Steph has been obviously one of the most underpaid superstars in the league for a long time, 4 years, $44 million. That's partially how the Warriors have been able to build this team because Steph was taking less. Not at the time, it wasn't seen as taking less.
But yes.
He had bad ankles, and they were taking a risk on him. And so that's how they were able to fill in with the Andre Iguodalas and the Sean Livingston. That's how they had enough money for that. Well, now Steph's eligible, KD's eligible. Steph's going to get his first because he's been taking less to help build this. And Kevin Durant has a choice. If he wants the full max, they can do it. But it means they have to renounce their rights to Sean Livingston and Andre Iguodala and other free agents like JaVale McGee. They have to renounce their rights to them so that he can get his max. If he decides not to, they can use the bird rights on Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston to re-sign them for a deal that's much more comparable.
Okay, but then can't KD just then supermax the next year? Or max the next
2 years from then. So he'll have to do another 1+1 to get his supermax. And look, I know this doesn't sound like a big thing, $4 million when he's going to make 35, but it's also long-term security. And there's a great story by Jackie McMullen on ESPN.com today about the injuries that he's had over the course of his career. I mean, for a guy like that to delay getting his 5-year supermax for 2 years, I think is a big deal.
What would you guys do? Would you?
I would definitely take that $4 million cut. I think it's a smart thing to do from KD. It shows that he wants to win. He knows he's going to make a lot of money for the rest of his career, but winning is something that a lot of players should take serious. I'm glad to see one of the best players in the league taking winning serious and taking that cut, keeping that team together. They'll win for a long time. That's smart.
I'll piggyback. Look, I've been on record saying that I didn't like the move for KD to come here in Golden State. It's done. He's in the finals. However, I think it's a very smart move. This team could possibly be in the championship for the next 3 or 4 years if they can keep this team intact. So it's a smart move on his part. It's about winning.
Players mess up, man.
I come around to it.
Hey, does anybody else in the crowd, anybody have a strength in numbers shirt? Anybody wearing one of those? They always pass those out. That's the shirt that they always pass out at Golden State.
Strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers. And like as much as this team is about the 4 guys, right? Clay and Draymond and Steph and Kevin. It's also about the strength in numbers. Like, they have a great bench, and they've tried to replenish that with veterans.
I get why that's good for the Warriors. I'm going to call the two of y'all out just a little bit, though, because when we sit here and we talk about players being eligible for the big bag of money, as we like to say, these supermax deals, and I always
don't think you can fit 200 in a bag.
We're not talking about when we had the discussion about DeMarcus Cousins, $30 million. We're talking about $4 million, and we're not talking about somebody that's not getting endorsement deals.
Right.
This guy's making $30 million off the court.
Right. I mean, my question to you guys is always, hey, how much is worth it in terms of I'm giving up X amount of dollars because I want to win and winning is more important to me? And as Ramona says, to me, Ramona, the $4 million, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
But for you guys, the difference between what you're basically telling me, the extra $30 million, say that a guy who could stay with his team for that supermax money, that's worth staying for instead of going to a winning team, but giving up the $4 million to stay with a winning team, that's okay? That's where the line is? I'm learning where the line is for very rich people.
He's making a lot of money. That is okay. It has to be a guy that caliber, though. It has to be a guy that caliber.
All right.
No, I didn't finish the story, though, right? After this, okay, this is all nice for this year. 2 years from now, though, when Draymond and Clay are all both eligible for supermaxes, things will get very interesting.
Right, you got to choose between.
The Warriors may eventually have to choose between those two.
Interesting.